All right, let's take a look at these brush hogs that we got here in our arrangement of multiple millions of attachments. All right, so you got the BrushCat here. Some key differences compared to the quick attach. Twin motors, you see 1, 2 for the blades, 1 in the center. Now, if we also step back and look, here's my soil conditioner. Overall length, the City's skid plates are in line. In fact, the Bobcat one is actually pushed forward slightly. And you see how much shorter it is. Now, that's good and bad. It's good because A, it fits on a truck much better, but B, the twin blades make it cut real nice because everything spins into itself. But that one you get a little bit more reach underneath trees and stuff like that. Man, it's getting cold out here. In terms of how they cut performance-wise, this one with the twin blades definitely cuts better than that one. They got, you know, power going to both motors, plenty of power, divided up. Short blades spin a little faster, no less power loss, creates a cleaner cut compared to that one. I would say the biggest thing though on this is the flexibility and how it contours to the ground compared to the others, which we'll get talking about in this video. And that simply comes down to this ball and socket design. The whole entire deck here will follow the contour of the ground, and that ball allows this deck to pivot any way it sees necessary. Compared to this one here, which does have some flexibility in all this linkage here and some floating ability here, but you don't have much side to side. This one you have the up and down, it'll kind of take a beating and adjust when necessary, but you don't have any of this really to really contour the ground, which is kind of a minor problem. But all right, that's my initial thoughts on the two of these. Let's get cutting. All right, so one disadvantage to this BrushCat, which is also an advantage at the same time, the overall length of it's a little bit shorter this way, which is good, but when you want to go underneath a tree or something like this, I mean, I can't even get all the way in. I'm hitting tree branches and stuff, because typically you're not mowing in an area that's well maintained. You're mowing somewhere that's kind of got wild trees like this up around. So it's one disadvantage that I've noticed so far is just the length's a little shorter. It's a little more difficult to get underneath trees, but I think the cons and pros to that, the shorter length is definitely better in my opinion overall. So all right, so I'm gonna let you guys listen to this thing. You can see how well it cuts over there. It really lays it down smooth. That has to do with the dual motors. They spin into each other, and that would allow the grass from this motor to come over to this motor, and that one to go vice versa, and really chews it up, leaves it down in the center, versus leaving a huge pass on each side, or they all getting caught in the back of the motor. So let's take a look at how this machine runs through this. I can pick up some serious speed, and this thing cuts great right through. Hopefully you can hear the engine is what I'm trying to. I'm about 3/4 of the way pushing the joystick. You can hear the machine kind of bogging all over the place, trying to keep up. Let's take a look. That's what I just cut right there. Full speed ahead, pretty much not stopping at all. It really does a great job laying down the grass, cutting it at speed, and really makes it look good. So, all right, so this machine has really been working hard between the brush hog and the tracks rolling around, and you know, constant making adjustments to the hydraulics. Check out that hydraulic temperature. 148 degrees. I just parked it. 150 on this side, 148 over here. That's intake versus return. Even the coolant level, it's probably about 60 degrees right now, 65 maybe. And the hydraulic temperature on this thing is absolutely incredible. How cool it's staying for having this much load on it between the tracks and the hydraulics. This thing's got to be putting hydraulic pressure everywhere. So for it to stay that cool, and look, I'm just idling and it's crawling right back down. It's already dropped 2 degrees since I started filming this 50 seconds ago. So absolutely incredible cooling on this machine. Look at that, down to 145 now. All right, now I want to show you how much flex this brush mower has and how it can really contour the ground. Right now I got the loader arms all the way down, and I got the tilt plate here down to where this here, there's some rubber stops on it. They go down, hitting the deck. Basically, it's all the way down. So I'm going to bring it up, and I want to show you how long this deck stays on the ground, flat, until it starts to pick up. Still on the ground. Still on the ground. It just came off the ground. All right, we'll do it again. Right about there. That's got to be about 10 inches of movement up and down, vertical movement, which is fantastic. Or actually, it'd be horizontal. Horizontal movement up and down, quite a bit, which is pretty phenomenal. Now, next thing is it tilts this way too. So there's a little ditch right here. I'm going to show you how much this thing will move. This thing will move pretty much anywhere. But I'm going to lift it up a little bit. Okay. Look at it. It's already kind of dove into the ditch. Still, it's on the ground like the entire time through this ditch. Now you will notice this thing's got skid pads on the bottom of it, like a pan-looking thing. It does scrape the ground quite a bit compared to some of the other things I've seen, but it doesn't seem to gouge as much, but it does kind of scrape off that top layer of grass and ruin it. Here's a little hill. Still contouring the ground. The machine hasn't hit the slope. The machine's hit the slope now. Let's go over the slope. We're off the ground there. This one's pretty aggressive. And boom, we're back on it. Now that's probably an extreme situation here, where any brush mower on the market, you're going to have to make some adjustments. This one requires the least of the adjustments. I'll show you my quick attach when we get back to the shop. That's got some movement up and down like this, but nothing really side to side like this one does. Another thing that's really nice about these BrushCats, I just took the hydraulic lines off to disconnect the whole thing. It's got a nice protector here. Looks like somebody was rubbing on the track, but oh wow. I wonder when that's from. It's a good question. Somebody not using this thing is the problem. But anyway, it's got a nice little loop here. You pin it on the loader arm, and it keeps your hydraulic lines out of the. It's supposed to keep them out from hitting the track, and then up on the attachment. Same thing. It's got this pin up here, a little nub. There you slide that over and put it on there. Hydraulic lines are out of the water and the rain and the snow. They're not sitting in the mud. And you just got the thing pinned up real nice. So I'll finish that up.